Hi guys, so from this video we are going to start the actual practical on HTML. So at the end of this video you will be able to develop a web page using HTML and CSS. Because in this video we are going to display some objects on the HTML web page such as images, text, tables, etc. and also style it to make it very interesting and attractive. So this video is going to be very interesting, so stay tuned till the end if you want to learn HTML and CSS from scratch. So for this, we are going to open our editor that we have downloaded in the previous section. So you can also use Notepad as I mentioned earlier, but it is good to have editor because it makes our job easier. How? We'll see shortly. So I'll go ahead and open the Visual Studio Code from here. Now you can see that this is a blank template with a welcome page, right? Here you have to open your workspace, your folder in which your files are going to reside. But we don't have a folder yet. So let's create a folder which is going to have all our HTML files. So you can create a folder anywhere. I'm going to create it simply on the desktop and call it HTML. Inside this, we are going to have our HTML code. So we are going to first open this folder in VS Code. So click on open folder and go to the location where you have your folder and just open it. So this will open. We can close this welcome screen. Now you can see this is a blank folder, right? Here we need to create our file. So click on this new file option. Here you can also create a new folder, refresh it, and you have many other options. But first we are going to create a file. This file is going to be called index.html. Now why index? Because usually the starting page of our any website is called index. This is a standard that is followed everywhere. So we are going to call it as index and .html because once the browser sees that this is a .html file, it converts all the HTML tags we write in the file to the respective objects that are going to be displayed on the web page. For example, img tag will be converted to image, p tag to a paragraph, and so on. We'll see that one by one. So .html extension is very important. Now, once we have this file is open over here, right? Here we are going to start writing our code. So how to start? Now, even if you don't know any programming, you can still learn HTML because it is that simple. So let me start by typing something like angle bracket HTML. And if I press Control space and type Control space, here you have two options, HTML sample and HTML. I'm going to click on HTML sample. This is going to generate a boilerplate code for us, a template of HTML for us. So everything that is written over here is common in all HTML files. So that is generated by the VS Code for us. So we do not need to write the code again, the whole boilerplate code again. So that is one great thing about VS Code. This you cannot achieve in the Notepad. So that is the reason we are using VS Code. Now let's see the tags one by one. Press Ctrl S and save the file first. The first sentence is doctype HTML. This tells the browser that this is a HTML5 document. So that is why we are mentioning this doctype HTML inside the angle brackets. Now remember that HTML is not a case sensitive language, meaning if you write doctype in small or capital, it is the same. But a standard practice to follow is write the doctype in capitals and rest of the code is in small letters. So doctype is for mentioning that this is a HTML5 document. After that, we have HTML tag. Now this is a pair of tag, that is the starting tag here on the second line and ending tag on the last line. And anything between this tag is the HTML content or the HTML document. So you can see that HTML/HTML is a root element inside which other HTML code goes. So whatever header you want to display or the body of the web page or the images, tags, whatever you want to display, it goes inside the HTML/HTML tag only. So HTML is a root tag. After that, we have the HTML page divided into two sections. One is head and second is body. Head is for the header section of the web page and body is for the actual content of the web page. I'll show you head and body on the actual browser very shortly. But first, let's understand the various sections. Now inside head tag or head/head tag, we display various metadata or the title of the page or just the script if you're importing any, or even the styles that you're going to give to the web page. So all the metadata goes inside the head/head tag. Inside this, the main tag is title/title, which is going to display the title of our page. Just let me rename this or edit this to my first web page, and we'll see how it is displayed on the browser. And inside body lies our actual HTML or the web page content. Now first see how this blank page or the blank template looks on the browser. So go to this particular folder and open the index.html file. So you can simply open this. Now this is a static website, so you don't need anything else. Simply open this with a browser. You see, observe that since this is a .html file, it has already been detected by the browser, and you can simply open it in the browser, or you can say open with any browser that you like. Here we are preferring Google Chrome. Now see, this is a blank web page that we have displayed. Since we do not have anything inside the body tag over here, this body is blank. Now one by one we'll start displaying objects on the body. And the title that I changed is displayed over here. This is the title of the web page. So anything you write inside the title tag, which lies inside the head tag, goes over here. You can try it for yourself. Now here first, let's just display some text on the web page. So I'm going to type some text. Let's see, hi, welcome. And if you simply save this and refresh the browser, your changes will reflect on the browser. So it's very simple. You don't need to do anything such as closing an application, rerunning an application, etc. You just save and refresh, and your output will be visible. So our text is simply visible here. Now let's say I want to type a long paragraph. So I'll paste some content over here and I just save it and refresh. So here a paragraph or text with 2-3 lines is displayed. Now this looks a little random. So what we'll do is put this in a paragraph tag to tell the browser that this is our paragraph. So our p tag will start, and at the end of the text our p tag will end, like this. So our text goes between p tag that tells the browser that this is a paragraph. So in this way, simply using tags, you can develop your HTML code. Now let's refresh and see. This looks more aligned in some way, more organized, because we have put it in paragraph tags. Now you can also change the color of the text, or you can also change the style of the text. You can change the font family, make it bold, italic, and so on. So let's see how to do that. Now there are various ways to style this. Let's see. With the p tag, inside the starting tag, what you can do is write style equal to. Style is an attribute that goes with the tag. And inside the inverted commas, we can write different styles that are going to be applied to this paragraph. So we can type something like font, and VS Code gives us various suggestions, whether we want to give font size, font family, font weight, style, etc. So I'll give font size as something like 20%. You can give sizes in percent, pixels, em, etc. So let's see what has changed after giving this font size. If I refresh, the font size reduced, right? Let's give this in pixels. Let's say 25px. See, this is how our text is looking now. We can also change the color of it with the color attribute. So color, let's say red. And if I refresh this, the color has changed to red. So these are simple CSS styling properties that you can use to style your web page. Now I cannot explain you every CSS property in this video. This is up to your practice. The more you practice developing a web page, the more you will learn about the CSS attributes and HTML tags that are available. So this is very interesting. Keep practicing. Now there is another way where you can try out the various colors and the sizes and the styles that you want to give to your web page. Just right click on the browser and click inspect. A window will open for you, right? These are the various elements that we have. We have HTML, then head, body. Just click on the body, and here we have something called as element.style. Now what we'll do is type here something like background, and I have something as background color. Let's give background color blue. Now this looks very bright. What if I want to change it? I'll just click on this blue color and I can adjust the shade from here, whichever I want. So I can just adjust the shades from the various shades of blue from here, and let's see, I want to keep this background a little lighter like this. So here we go with our background color. Now see, this you have changed in the browser. Once you refresh your browser, this style will go. So we have to put this in our actual code. So copy this background color and you have to give it to the main body tag. So let's say style equal to background color, and we have given the HTML code for our background color. Now, even if you refresh this page, your background color stays as it is. You can also do the same with this particular text. Just click on this paragraph tag. We already have the two styles that we have given here, and you can change the color from here. You can select any text. Let's say we are keeping it white. So just copy the HTML code or the whole property and give it over here instead of red. And your color has changed. It's very simple, right? You can even try out the various other things that are available, such as font style, and the font will change to italic. So you can copy this and paste it in your code after the color tag like this. Now, the more styles you apply, I mean, if you have 10, 15 styles that you want to apply here, and if you put all together over here with the p tag, the code won't be readable. So what we are going to do is group them and put it in the style tag. So remember, the style tag goes inside head tag. So style / style. Inside this, we can give the styles to this page. Now, since this style is to the p tag, what we are going to do is write p over here and open and close the curly brace. And just copy this style from here, or what you can simply do is copy all three styles from here and paste it over here. I just formatted the code with Alt Shift F. Now you can remove the style tag from here, because inside here we have given style to the p tag. So all the paragraphs in this page are going to get this particular style. So if I refresh this, you can see the style still remains. If I add one more paragraph, let's say just copy paste and say change the content is second paragraph and refresh it. So even second paragraph has got this particular style, right? What if I don't want to give style to both these paragraphs? What will I do? I can give the IDs to this paragraph. Let's say this is ID equal to para 1 and this is ID equal to para 2, right? Now I want color only for para 1. Then what will I do? I'll say hash para 1. Now remember, hash signifies that this style has to be applied for the ID. Open and close the curly brace and copy the color and just put it for para 1. And for para 2, we are going to give color as, let's say, red to identify the difference. It is optional. You can give for para 1 and para 2 or just skip it. So we have given different colors for both the paragraphs. Now let's see how this works. See, the second paragraph has red color, first paragraph has white color. So on ID, we have given this color. So if you don't want to apply the style to all the paragraphs on your web page, you can simply use the ID attribute. Similar to that, we have something called as class, where you want to give the styles for group of items or group of tags. So let's say this is class para, and I want to give this color to the class para only. So what I'll do is, instead of hash, I'll give dot and say dot para. So this particular class elements will have this particular color. I refresh it and you can see that class para has this particular color. Now if I give the same class to this one also and remove this ID wise style, you can see both these paragraphs have got the style of a class. So basically ID has to be unique for each tag, but class can be common for multiple tags, and depending on class and ID you can style the elements. So I'll put this color back to the p tag and just remove this particular. This was just for our understanding purpose. We might use ID and class going ahead for other tags. So in this way, we have our paragraphs displayed. We'll just keep one paragraph for now and remove the other. So here we go. Now let's display something else, such as heading. So before the paragraph, let's say I want to display a heading. For that, we have different tags, such as H1 to H6. So there are 6 types of predefined heading in HTML which have their predefined fonts, and you can use this as the heading tags in HTML. So let's give h1 slash h1. Inside this, I'll write this is my heading. Now if I refresh this, I have my heading over here, right? Similarly, there are 5 other headings in HTML. Let's also display them and see the difference. So I'll just copy paste this, and this is h2 slash h2. Similarly, we have h3, h4, h5 and h6. So just let's do that. So if I refresh this, you can see the 6 different headings in 6 different sizes. So HTML already has provided us predefined headings. You can use any heading that you want from this. So for our website, let's just keep H2, which matches our website a lot. So I'm going to remove the other heading tags. We'll just keep one for now. I hope you understood this concept. So yeah, if I refresh, this is our content. Now you can also change the color of this as well if you want, and you can give it over here itself or in the style tag. So I'll say style color, and the same color I'll give it to heading also. So here we go. If I refresh, this is the heading that has changed to white color. Now the next thing that we're going to do is display one image on our website. So let's see how to do that. For that, we have image tag. Now remember, image is a self-closing tag. That is, we do not have to write image slash image. It closes within. So just slash and the closing angle bracket. Now with image tag, we have to mention the source of the image. So we write it with src equal to, src is the attribute that goes with the image tag for the source location of the image, and second alt, which is the alternate tag if the browser does not find the image. So this is my image, let's say. And if I refresh this, since we have not given the location of this image, this has displayed the alternate text. So alt is for displaying the text alternative to the image. Now let's give the image location. For that, what I'll do is create one folder inside this. Let's call this assets. This is a standard practice. You can simply paste the image over here also, but I like to group together all the images that I'm going to use for this website in one folder. So I'm creating a folder called assets, and inside assets we are going to paste our image file. So I already have an image downloaded. Let's copy this, and we are going to go to our desktop, where we are going to paste our image in the assets folder. Now, only pasting won't help. We have to give the location of the image. So it's in assets folder. So assets slash, you have to give the image name, which is html logo.png. The VS Code has already suggested it. Now if I refresh, I have my image displayed. But this image is pretty big. I have to resize it. So for that, I'm going to apply style. So style equal to width, let's say 50%, and height also 50%. And just refresh. This image has resized, but not what we want, right? So I'm going to inspect and adjust the width and height from it and see what suits my website. So I think 25% and height also 25% suits well. So let's go with this 25%. I'm going to change 50 to 25 and again 50 to 25. And let's refresh it. Still, it looks a little big, but that's okay. So what we'll do is instead try giving it in pixels. So if I give 25px, it is too small. Let's try 50px and height also 50px. Still, it looks a little small, so we're going to increase it to 150px and height also 150px. Now this looks okay. So this is how you adjust your styles, right? You can just try it in browser and paste the required coordinates in your code. So let's change this to 150px and 150px. Again, you can give the styles in the style tag as well. You just have to write img for the image tag, open and close the curly brace, and paste your style. If you have too many styles, it is better to write it over here itself. Now, this is how we have displayed image and text on our web page. Now, one thing I want to mention here, that in source you can actually mention the offline image that you have in your folder structure or also the URL of the online image. So this is how we display images and text on the web page. Now that we have displayed text and image on our web page, let's play around with CSS properties. So what we'll do is explore more CSS properties. So for that, we'll place image on the left side and the text on the right of the image. So image won't be below text but to the left of the text. So let's see how to do that. We are back to our code and I'm going to just cut this image tag from here and place it before the paragraph. And if you want to put anything to the left of the other thing, what you do is in the style you mention float left. So this image will float to the left and text will come to its right. Let's save this, refresh and check. So you can see float left property will align this tag to the left. Similarly, we have float right for aligning it to right. So let's see what happens if we do float right. So if I say float right and do this, it is going to float to the right of the text. So in this way, we use float property of styling. Let's do Ctrl Z and keep it at left only. Right? Now what we'll do is display one link. Okay? So let's see how to do that. Suppose you want to give a certain link on your web page which will redirect you to the another page. Then in that case we use a tag. So a/a and we'll say click here for more. And let's say on clicking on this link, we are going to redirect it to another page. So for that, first let's create another page. So over here in HTML, we are going to create one more page and let's call it home.html. Okay. And again, this is going to be a HTML page. So we are going to use the same template. So let's say HTML sample. And this is our home page, so I'll change the title to home page. And I'll just write here welcome home, since we only want to test if this link is redirecting to this particular page. So inside this A tag, we have to mention the source of the link. Source as in where we want to redirect the link. So for that we have href property of the image. So you write href equal to, and you have to give the path of that link or path of the page to which you're going to redirect. So it's home.html directly, so we'll write home.html. Remember, if home.html is in some another folder, then you need to write the folder name / home.html, the way we have done over here for image. In the same way, if you put the file in the folder, you will give the folder path and then the file path. So let's refresh again and check. So we have our link here. If we click on this link, it will open home page. But I don't want to open this on the same page. I want to open it in a different tab. Then what do I do? Then I write something like target equal to blank. And let's just refresh it, and if I click on this, it will open in a new tab. So target is the target where the link is to be opened. So href and target are the two main attributes of the link tag. Now remember that there is a thing about href tag. Now this is a file in your folder structure itself. So this is called as relative path, a relative path to the file which is in the same folder. But you can also open a page which is on internet. For example, if I go to Wikipedia and I want to give a link of Wikipedia, then even I can give that inside this particular href. So let's paste it and test. So if I click here now, it will open the Wikipedia page. So when you open a path which is on the internet, it is called as absolute path. If we have the path of the file which is lying in our particular workspace, then it is called as relative path. So remember this about the A tag. We'll just close this now and we'll go ahead and create some more interesting objects on this web page. Let's say we have to create a table. So how to do that? Now table is a very important tag of HTML, and if you want to display the data in tabular structure, then you should definitely pay attention to this. It's very easy to understand, a little different than other tags, but still very easy to understand. So let's go back to our code, and here after the A tag, we are going to start coding our table. So for table, okay, what we do is write the table tag, table/table, which is going to be our main table. Now each table has a header and a body. We have a heading row and a rest of the body. So for that we have th head and /th head, which is going to cover our header of the table, the main row, which will consist of headings, and T body. T body is for table body. So in this way, right? Heading and body. Now you know each table has rows and columns. So when we code in HTML, we start row wise. So for example, if we have one row in the heading part, then we'll start with the row. So it's tr/tr. Tr implies one row, and whatever number of columns you have in that particular row, that you're going to write inside the tr tag. So we have a row, and starting we have column. Now here I'm going to use a th tag, which is mostly used for headings. So which is mostly used for columns which are headings, because th is by default center aligned and gives a bold property to the text. So let's say our first column is serial number. So when we say serial number, one column will be created in the first row. And then let's say we have one more column called as tag, and one more column known as description. So in this way, our first row is created. Let's refresh and check. So we have here serial number, tag and description. But this doesn't look like a table, right? This looks like a plain text because we have not given border to the table. So to give the border with the table tag, we are going to write border equal to 1. This will ensure our table gets bordered. So we have one row with 3 columns inside the table. Now let's add some more columns and rows. Now rest is going to be our body part. Our head part is completed. So again inside the body we are going to start row wise. So it's going to be tr/tr, and for the body we are not going to use th tag but td tag for columns. So let's say serial number is 1 and we are going to similar way create 2 more columns. Let's say our first tag is image tag, and description we write image tag is used to display image on the web page. This will create our second row. Let's refresh. So we have our second row over here. In this way we can go on creating the table. Now let's add more rows. So we are just going to copy this row and column and change the content. Suppose we want to add 3 to 4 rows, let's say. Then we have your 4 rows inside which you have 3 columns each. So let's change the number to second. Let's say this is a link tag, and we can say a tag is used to redirect to the link on the web page. Similarly, I'll just change the content of rest of the rows. And here we go. So here we have a table with a heading row and 4 body rows. So it's very simple to create a table, right? In this way, you can simply create a table, but this table is not looking the way we want it. So let's style it a bit. So we have given border to the table, but this border has gaps within. So we are going to collapse this border. So I'm going to style the table. I'll say table tag and we're going to style it. Let's say border collapse, and we'll say collapse. If I refresh this, this is going to collapse our border. Now you can see there's no space between link and the table, right? So let's give some margin to the table. So we say margin top, and in px we are going to give 20 px to it. So let's see what happens. Now the table has come down. It has left some margin from the last tag. So that is the thing. With margin you can do that. You can give margin left, margin bottom, margin right also. You can explore it for yourself. Now you can see inside the table we have our text as left aligned. But first, let's increase the width of the table to 100%. Let the table take the entire space on the web page. How to do that? We can say width 100%. And it will take the 100% width on the web page. But this is not center aligned. The text is not center aligned, right? To make it center aligned, you can say text align center. And if I refresh this, the text has been aligned to center. Now if you want only this text in the center for this particular column and not for this, you can apply these styles to the individual cells. For example, you can go down here and apply this style to individual cells. We can give this class as left align and just apply the style to that class. So that is also a thing which you should explore for yourself, because there are a number of CSS properties and number of things that you can do with CSS and HTML, but as long as you don't practice it, you're not going to master it. So this is our table, right? Now what if I don't want it to take the entire width? I want it only 50% but in center. In that case, what I'm going to do is width I'm going to reduce to 50%, and we are going to say margin 0 auto. Let's see what this does. So you can see that the margin 0 auto will actually place that particular tag or the object at the center of the page. So same, you can explore as much as you want. Now you've seen the table, right? Now what I want to do is merge these two particular rows, or let's say two particular columns, into one. So let's say tag and description, I don't want as two separate columns but as one. How to do that? Let's see. So let's keep only description, we'll remove tag. If I do this, what happens is, you can see here we do not have any column, but we want to expand description up to this, right? So for that, what we'll do is, with description, we'll write call span equal to 2. Sorry, call span equal to 2. So this will span the column up to 2 rows. So you can see you can merge the columns like this. If you give call span 3, it will merge up to 3 rows. For example, I can remove the serial number and say call span 3. So in this way, we have only one heading column and 3 body columns. So in this way, we have only one heading column. So call span is used to merge 2 or more columns into one. The similar thing we can do with row span. Now let's see how. Suppose I want to merge image tag and the link tag. In that case, what I'm going to do is remove the link tag from here, and to this td, I'm going to say row span equal to 2. So this has merged two rows into one. So for merging two rows, you use row span. For merging two columns, you use call span. So now let's reverse this, because I hope you understood the concept of call span and row span. We have seen how we can do various things with table, right? Now we're going to play around a little with styling. Let's say this particular thing we want in one div, in one section with a blue color, and for the rest of the page we do not want blue color. So basically we are going to divide this page into two sections, one for the text and the image and the other for table. How to do that? Let's see. For dividing the page into sections, we use a div tag. So inside our body, first div tag will start over here, and inside this we are going to place this particular text and image. And the second div tag will again start from here, inside which we are going to place our table. So we have now two sections of this particular two sections of this particular page. Now the style, that is the background color that we have given to the complete body, we are going to only give to the first div. So remove it from here and just put it over here. And now if I refresh this happened. So we have a body over here and we have a table over here. Okay, now let's increase the height of this particular div a little. So I'm going to give height to this 200 px, let's say. And if I refresh this, no, 200 is not enough for us, we need more. So let's do 350 px. Or you can simply give half the section of the web page. You can explore how to calculate the 50% height of the web page and give the style accordingly. So now we have divided it into half, right? So for table, we have given margin top 20 px, but it has still not taken it. I mean, this still sticks to the div, right? Why? Because again, we give margin 0 auto, which has overwritten the margin top as 20 px. So for that, we have to write slash important. Sorry, it should be slash important with the margin top. So it will give more importance to this margin top. Now if I go and refresh, it has taken the margin. Now let's give some colors to our table. For that, what I'm going to do is go down and to the heading tag we'll give a different color. So let's say style background color equal to blue. Now blue is going to look odd, but we are going to inspect and explore more colors. So we have here blue. Let's inspect this and we are going to change this background color to the shade that we want. Now suppose you want to give this same shade. How to find it? Move the cursor over here. You can see this particular circle. Just click and it will pick that color. Now copy this color code and paste it over here. So you can pick any color that you want. Suppose you want to pick this particular color, you can do that. Even this looks cool, right? So we can copy this and paste it over here. So in this way, you can choose the exact shade that you want to give to your table. I'm going to change the text color also here. So let's say color white. And refresh. So here we go. Now to the body, we want to give a different color. How to do that? Again, to the body tag, you are going to write style equal to background color. Same let's give, and then we'll move it to a lighter shade. So from here also what you can do is, from VS Code itself, you can give a lighter shade. So there are too many things to explore in this. It just depends on how much you practice. So if I refresh this, we have a lighter shade. But still I'm not satisfied with this. So let's go to inspect, T-body background color, and we'll choose a color of our choice. Okay. So copy this code and paste it over here. Now remember, you can even do this inside the style tags, giving ID, class, or directly by the tag name. Okay, so we have our table printed. You can explore more with the text and the table. You can give font styles, you can give border colors, you can increase the width of the border. So we'll also see how to change the border color and increase the width of the border. So if I go to this and I say border 2px solid, let's say white. So our border has changed to white. So in this way, you can try out the various options available. Now after displaying table, one more thing that we are going to try is displaying a video which could lie in your assets folder itself, or a video which is available online on, let's say, YouTube. So we are going to try doing that as well. So let's go back, and so below the table we are going to put one video. So it goes like video slash video. Inside this, we need to mention controls. If you want to give the play button or any other fast forward buttons, that is the controls on the video, we mention controls. Now inside this video tag, we mention the source. So source src equal to, and again, this is a self-closing tag like image tag. But src we need to mention, which we are going to give in the assets folder. So I have one video. Let's put that in the assets folder. Control C, and then we're going to go to our location, and in the assets folder, just paste the video. And it's inside assets slash video.mp4. And we are going to say type equal to video slash mp4. We also need to mention the type of the video. So in this way, right? Now, let's refresh and check if our video is visible. So you can see here, we can see our video. Again, you can give different styles to the video, such as margin top or reduce height and width. So let's do that quickly. I'm going to say style margin top 20px. Then width I'm going to give around 100px, and height also 100px. And let's refresh this. Okay, so this is quite small, so we need to increase this. to, let's say, 300 and 300. So the more you play with this, the more you will enjoy working on this. So here our video is visible. So in this way you can put a video on your web page. Interesting, right? Now there's one more thing left, and that is putting a YouTube video on your web page. How to do that? Let's see. So to put a YouTube video on your web page, let's see one cool trick for that. Go to YouTube. Let's say I'm going to code board, and this is the video that I want to put. Click on share and
Hello
go
everyone.
to embed and copy this tag. This is a HTML tag. If you put this directly in your code, it is going to work. So let's just copy this, and after our video tag, we're going to paste this, and let's see what happens. So you can see our YouTube video has also displayed. Isn't this cool? You can simply take it from there and paste it here. Now again, you can resize this, realign this, and make it look cool on your web page. So this was all about displaying simple objects on your web page, such as images, text, videos, and tables. Now, by exploring more and practicing more, you can come up with very cool websites. You can use animations, you can use various CSS fonts, styles, colors, and do a lot with your website. So your work is to go ahead and practice on this. If you have any doubts, please mention them in the comment section so we can help you out. In the next videos, we are going to explore more CSS properties and more HTML tags and actually work on more professional looking web pages. I hope you understood all the concepts. Let's revise it once and close our session. So to begin with HTML, we only need VS Code editor and a browser. We started with the HTML template. That is, every HTML code begins with HTML/HTML tag, inside which we have head section and the body section. Head section mainly contains the metadata and the styling part, and also most important the title, which you can change, which is going to display over here. After that we have link, which is used to access our web page. Link has HTTP protocol, and the client server connect using this protocol to display the HTML web pages. After that, we gave background color to the body. So we are using the various CSS properties to style our web page. Then we displayed a paragraph in which we styled the text with colors. Then font style we give italic, and so on. Then we displayed the 6 different headings, out of which we chose the second heading as the heading of our web page. We also displayed the image and gave the source as the file path in which our image file resides inside our folder. After that, we have added link on the web page. Remember, link has two things. One is relative path and the absolute path. Relative path is a path where your file resides inside your folder. So if you have a file, another HTML file inside your folder for which you want to give link, it is relative path. And if you want to give any link that is available on the internet, it is absolute path. After that, we divided our web page into two sections, first div and the second div. To the first div, we gave this particular color, and second div we kept as it is. You can also change the color of the second div. So div tags are used for different sections on the web page. You can also do one thing, that you can put this table into one div and then put this video on another div and left align the first div and see what happens. After studying about divs, we displayed tables. We saw what is the heading tag, the body tag for the table, and then th tag, tr tag, and td tag. Remember, we go row wise, inside which we mention different columns. We also studied about col span, which is used for merging two columns, and row span, which is used for merging two rows. And after that, finally, we have displayed two types of videos. One from our folder structure using video tag, and the other from the YouTube using iframe tag. For that, you can simply go on YouTube video, click on share and take the embedded video code and paste it in your code. You can use various styles. We used a lot of styles in this web page. You can style the web page using ID or class. ID should be unique for each tag, but class could be used for a group of tags. For giving the styles by ID, use hash, and for giving the styles by class, use dot. And if you want to give the styles for tag wise, that is, if you want to give a style for all videos that are available on your web page, you can simply give it by tag name. It does not need any prefix. Or you can give the inline styles like we have done for most of the part, like this. This is inline styling. The various and the most commonly used styling properties that we used were height and width for resizing the objects. Then we use margin top for giving the top margin to the object. You can also use margin left, margin bottom, or margin right. After that, we use background color, which is used to give the background color for body or div or tables, etc. After background color, we also use the color property. Color is used for text color. Remember, for text color, you do not have something like font color, but just color. Then we have font styles for giving bold text or italic text and so on. We also have font families available. You can explore through the inspect element and check out the various color shades, the font families available, and the font styles available also. Also, for aligning text, we use text align center. Similarly, we have text align left, text align right. And float left is used for putting the object or floating the object to the left or right. And we also style the borders of the table. So there are innumerable things that you can do with the different properties that are available. This was just the basic start, and with this thing also you can achieve a lot. We are going to explore more tags and more properties and work on more professional web pages. So stay tuned and subscribe to our channel, and also like and share this video. Thank you.